So this is a photo, looks like probably right after you bought the house on First Street in Barstow.
Yeah.
What do you remember about buying that house? Where were you living before you moved in there?
Evie and I had an apartment next to Dad's house, which was about 10 blocks away. And we were just in an apartment. We didn't have a home or anything. And I can't remember the name, McKee had just built this house, and they hadn't moved in it because he got transferred to the place he worked, San Bernardino. So they gave the house, or we bought the house from them, and we were the first ones to live in it. And because it's quite hot in Barstow, we didn't want to have a lot of lawn, so as you can see in this picture, we put rock. And they had a crushing company in Barstow that would get the colored rock that was right from the mines and mountains. So we had different colors, white, but we had the whole front in green to look like grass, but no, we never had to water it. It was always a job, though, keeping it raked nice because people would walk on it.
Yeah. What, do you remember how much the home was? How much it cost then?
It was 32,000. 32 or 35,000. Homes were going, most homes were going for 8,000 and 9,000. Subdivisions, well, they were all about. I had several homes that I had bought later, and I never did pay over, I think, 12,000. But most of them were 8,000 and 9,000.
So a $30-some thousand home was an expensive home in Barstow then.
Yeah, Dad said, I don't know, son, that's an awful lot of money for a Bay River home. But it was the top of that hill, the little road that came up to the top, and it was just good looking.
Mm-hmm.
So we bought it.
What were you doing for a living at the time you bought that?
I was selling encyclopedias, Americana, and I would go out to the base. I was working, selling mainly to military.
Speak up just a little louder.
But we landscaped it, Evie and I.
Yeah.
And it really looked nice. We had a lot of compliments on it.
So you probably were feeling, selling books, I know you did really well selling books, so were you feeling like you were, making good enough money to afford an expensive home like that?
Yes. We made monthly payments, I think, of $225. Then every 6 months, I had to give him $800 to $8,000 to $1,000 besides my monthly payment. Mm-hmm. But I was making $100 a set of books. No, I wished I was making 100. I was making, I think, $60 every time I sold a set of books. So I knew how many I had to sell to make the payments.
Yeah.
So I would just work until I sold that many books.
Yeah.
So I could do it. It's just it took me a little longer. My schedule was to work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and maybe Saturday. And I didn't work Monday, Sunday, Monday.
Well, it's nice to have that kind of freedom.
Yeah. And I had a lot of
Young guy.
freedom. I could take the kids and go places.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Well, I sure have fond memories of that house, as do.
Well, you should
Yeah,
have.
the
You
kids.
did. You had to rake the rock.
I don't. That's not a fond memory, though.
Boy,
Raking
I tell
rocks
you,
a lot.
it was. Every time I'd come home and it was a little bit bad, I'd say, Jack.
Get
And he'd
there.
come and he'd say, "Hey, I just raked it."